Hi everyone, welcome back to NetGen Infra Academy. Today we are going to discuss about that file permission in the Linux. Today we are going to discuss about that what are the feature Linux is providing for that secure our data or files or folder, what are the structure is there. For example, you have that one common folder that is the multiple team can come and access that folder and files, and how can we go to secure that files by accidentally someone will be deleting, we need to secure from there, and we need to give that read only permission from that some group to secure our data, and someone should not be access that file itself. It means they should not be read that file. So like that we have a lot of terms and condition we have that when we are going to work together in that single share folder. Okay, the Linux have that such a good uh, file permission system to achieve the all the our needs when you are going to work together in that single shared folder. Okay, so let's move on to the video and we will review that what are the command and what are the today target is there. We will go to review that and we can move it on the Linux server to view that all the command as the practical. Okay, so today target very simple. We are going to discuss about that what are the files permission is in the Linux, and how can we use for that, and what is that 1x2w4 and r is there, right? So we are going to discuss in that deep in that in practical session, and we are going to discuss about that how to change the permission, and we are going to discuss about that how to change that particular files and group and ownership. For example, if I am creating that one file in particular folder, I am the owner of that file, right? I have the full access for that. Okay, in case if I am creating that the full owner is in my name, then how do we go to change that in that ownership from that my name to my DL name or somewhere? How can we do that? And this is up to here. It is the very basic Linux permission, okay, which is the we can discuss. And next coming up, we are moving on to the advanced level. That advanced level, how can we will go to what are the feature is providing Linux, and how can we will go to implement on that structure, and what are the benefit it will provide. So all the details we are going to discuss the next topic, like sticky bit, how it will work, why we need that. So we are going to in practical session we are going to discuss more on there. And next is for the powerful tool for the ACL, is short form is ACL and full form is for the access control list. So how can we will apply and into that folder, and what are the benefits we are getting on that. So this is the today target. We'll go to complete it in the practical session one by one, and we'll discuss about more on that. Yeah, this is the test server. Let's we will go to review that what is the basic file permissions. The file permission is basically it will go to show about that, or we are going to create the condition like who can be read that file, and who can able to edit the file, and who can able to delete the file. Basically, when you create the any new file, or you are creating some common things, any book or something, you are the owner of that because you are creating the same concept. And here, in case if you are creating the new file or folder, automatically Linux will understand that which user is creating that file, and it will take for that that person is the owner on that. Okay, and the Linux is give that other advanced option like group, so that group can be under that group, who are all is the member of that group can be accessed or edited, what kind of permission if we are giving that, that should be eligible from that. So the basically the Linux permission will work for that. One is for the user based, and other one is for the group based, and third category is for the others. Others means anyone who are is not part of this two category, and if any others they log into the server, and what they can do that in that file, what kind of permission we have that, right? This is the three category we have that in the Linux. We'll go to see that in the practically how it is, right? I'm typing that ls-lrt command, and I'm going to view that what are the files and folder is there under that test folder, and it will provide the some information on here, right? If you see that we have the network one test file is there, and also we have the some folder is there, okay? But if you see that line, we have the something rw hyphen and all is there, and something root is there, and it will provide for that zero as one and all of that. So this kind of things, it's all our information is giving about that particular file or folder, correct? So here is today topic. We are discussing about that permission. We are very interested today to see here. You can take the first three word, forget about the first dot. You can take the first three. You can take it, that is called for that user oriented permission, and similar you can take the other three row or column, so that will be for the group. And if you take the another three, it will make for that, it is for the others, okay? So I told you, right, user and group and others. So here the partition will be first three dot, will you can consider that that is the permission for the group, and other three dot will be associate with that group, who can be do what, okay? And next last three can be related to the others, then what they can do for the files. For current permission, it is telling about that what is the meaning from that r and w, and somewhere it is seeing that x. This is the three component we have that in the our Linux server have the detailed ones. So the R means is the readable, and W is related to for the writing, short form is the W, and X is for the executable. That means it is the executable, it will be executed, right? So that means the Linux basically will work for the read, write, execute. This three permission along together only it will work on, right? Okay. So according that first three dot, it is telling about that read and write. So I told you this the first three dot is associated with that user, and that user have the read and write permission, not execute permission, okay? Who's the owner of that file? If you give the here, this is the root, it is first root, two root is there. If you take the first one, it is associated with that user, and next column root is associated with that group, okay? So now it is showing that root and root, we are already covered that some user management. If no one is seeing that, please go and watch our user management video, that we are clearly discussed about that what is the group and what is the user in the Linux, right? So when you are creating the user, automatically it will create that group. So that's why here it is for the root, it will give for that the file is associated with that group as the root, okay? We can change it for later, but by understanding is now you will just understand that the first column, which are the name is there, that is called that owner of that file, and the second column is, you can just imagine that that is the group, okay? And come back to the permission. The first read and write permission will be associated with that root user, and only for the read. For example, if the root group, if anyone is joining that group and that root as the root, they can only able to come and read that what are the things is here on the network files, okay? They can't able to edit it. right? The similar and others also same. Okay, this is the default permission in the Linux. It is providing for that when you are creating that files, so it will come for the default as the default. And as the below also, you forgot about that first column is the D, so it will indicate that this is the directory. That's why it's showing D. And if you in the next three one, it is showing for the read and write executive permission is the owner, and read and executed only for the group, and similar for the others also. So that means user can only go inside that folder and they can create that any file or folder or whatever it is. So no one others can be do nothing, right? So this is the basic things in the Linux permission structure is here. Okay, so now for example I want to change the permission. For example, now here if see that this file, I feel the vulnerable thing is others have the read permission. Even if there are multiple, this for example, you can imagine is this is the my accounts department file, and I don't want to expose the data to the another team like support team or sales team. They should not come and see that here, right? But now scenario, as the permission, read permission is there for others. They can simply, anyone can come and the login who have the login access, and they will come here and they will go to read that what is the content is there. So first I need to stop that, right? So how can we'll do that? There we have the command called ch. Oh, sorry. Let me. I will. Yeah. So we are going to change that. Others should not be read this file, right? So we have the command chmod. This command will be executed that we are going to restructure that our file permission, and we are going to deny that overall is that in from outside for the other area you should not be read this our file, right? So how to we will make that? I will make this permission is as it is, and I am going to only going to change that this permission, right? For set the permission, for example, if you see that when you are running command we have the 7 5 4, like that we will give the number. So this number and all, how can we calculate it? That's why previously I will show you that our document, right? So the one will replicated with that executive permission, and for the writing it will go to tell about that number 2, and read permission it will go to give for the 4. Combine this 1 to 4, we are going to give that and access to others, right? We are going to manage that all the basically for that all the file system permission and all. For example, chmod, I am giving that already r and w is there. So r means that is for 4 number, and right is for the 2. So the basically 4 plus 2, it is the 6. So I'm giving that for the user is the 6 as it is. And I'm coming back to nest. It will showing the r icon icon. So the r means it will replicate it with the 4. So I'm giving the 4. And here is the options, because this is I don't want to change anything. So I give that as it is, what are the things is there. But here is I want to remove the r, right? So I am just giving the 0. The 0 means no permission is provided for the others. Even there is, they can be read and they can be write or execute, right? Then I am going to give the space and I am mentioning that what is the file, which file we need to I need to provide for this permission. This command is not only for the files, even folder also we can give for that. We will, after this command we will execute that. We will try in the test with that in the work folder. Okay, if I hit the folder, hit the command, it will show for that it's executed successfully, right? So then I'm running that same command ls-lrt, and see, if you see that already read and write is for the owner is as it is, And if you see that read access for the first three as it is there, and it will go to remove the others. So what happened now, if any other one is coming and they are trying to do that access this file, they should not be able to get that access, because of we already deny that. And so here also we have the some other issue also I can find it. So what is mean, only owner can be come and edit this file. In case in future they want to do anything, they can only do that. Other group who are member of that their team, they should not be edit. So we need to give the permission to edit that permission, right? So for that, the same command. So we are calculating r is for 4 and w is for 2. So we are adding that 4 plus 2 is 6. I'm giving a 6, and owner is as it is, and I need to make the group is for the writable access. So I'm giving the again for the 6, and 0 as it is, others should not be read or anything, right? So if I'm giving that file name and if I'm hitting that, let's run that ls-lrt. So now if it is, if you see that this is can be root, sorry, users and group can be read and writable, and others should not be access on that. Okay, right? It makes sense, right? So who are the part of your team can become and they will do for all the things, right? And for example, if you see the here execute permission is here, and it's showing that here also we need to prevent that others should not be accessed, right? Yeah, it's a folder. Let's we will apply the same command for that group 7 5. So why I am giving the 5, if you see that r main and x is there, so r is associated to 4 and x is for 1. So if you are the add, it is the 5. So I am giving the 5, and I am going to give the 0. So I am trying to remove that this option from here. Okay, in case if you want to give that only for the read access, if you give the 4, right? So like that, the number wise we need to check that. If I am giving that and I am giving the folder name, if I hit that, and it will show for that. So read and access for the group only we have that, and it can be changed. So like that, based on the your requirement, you can one by one we can go to change it, all the things, right? That will be good, right? Next we are going to discuss about that, how to change the user's name and group name, right? The user name, now it is showing that root, and group name it is showing that as the root also. So what I'm going to do that, I'm going to change that ownership of that file. This command also, even it is the same for that.